What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Don, and we are back with another video. Let's talk about the NCAA, man. What's going on? Bribery, corruption, investigations, suspensions. Why is this happening with the NCAA? It almost doesn't make sense. A business that creates so much revenue throughout the year always seems to get caught up in big scandals and scams and all kinds of crazy things. So let's talk about it. You have a very large organization in the NCAA. They they have probably grown three, 4, 5 times the size of what they used to be, maybe like 20, 30 years ago. Social media has helped us a lot because now everything is so available. As soon as a player dunks on somebody, a nasty, crazy crossover, maybe within the next 5 minutes it will be on Twitter or Facebook and everywhere, and that helps their brand. But what doesn't seem to make sense, it doesn't seem to make sense that the kids who do the moves and do the work, the blood, sweat, and tears for the business, don't seem to get anything back for it while they are there. I've heard of many stories. For example, a guy by the name of Arian Foster. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He used to be a running back for the Texans. I think he's still in the NFL. He might be with the Dolphins now. I'm not sure if he's still there. But he talked about how he would go to bed hungry. And I know I'm jumping around sports, but it's the NCAA all the same, under the same umbrella, and it will help me kind of make this point where he would talk about how he would go to practice and he would come home from games and he would be hungry, he'd be starving. In what world is it that you are putting in your time for something, using your name and your likeness, being celebrated all over the country and especially on campus, and you don't even have food to eat at night because this same organization that is promoting you is not allowing you to receive anything from your own play. That is not acceptable. Like, in what world, in any other type of setting, you would be sued for millions of dollars easily, because it goes beyond copywriting. You're using the kids' brands and you're using their name basically as a cash cow for whatever the years that they are in college, 3 years, 4 years. The best players, they last 1 year, some 2 years. But then there's a lot of kids who don't make it. So, for example, if you put in all this time, you should be able to have some type of kickback. So throughout the year of you playing, and I don't know how they're gonna do this. I am not here to I'm not here to negotiate the most complex part is how to receive the cash. But I'm not talking about physical money. I'm more with the idea side of, like, let's say you have some type of, how you had a lunch card when you were younger. You had a lunch card. If you fell below a certain level of income, your two parents combined, at least in my school district, what they would do is they would give you a free lunch card, and you would be allowed to eat with that. But the card was only valued to like $1. So same concept here. Let's say you have some type of card where you maybe, of course, it'd be worth more than $1 because college things are expensive. But on that card that the athletes get, you can go buy food on the campus. You can go buy books. You can go buy hygiene materials, because I'm sure not every college campus, but a lot of the campuses, they have, like supplies and stuff like that. These colleges make millions of dollars. They got stadiums which the entire state pays taxes for, whatever they are located in. So I know they can set up something like this for the kids where they have some type of card. And I wouldn't be talking about physical money, because if you start going with physical money, things can get tricky, because 17, 18-year-olds don't really want to buy anything that's on campus besides food. Maybe they'll probably start buying clothes and jewelries and chains, and I can see that going the complete wrong direction, where you can maybe have it that the 3 or 4 star players on the team are able to buy jewelries and chains, and maybe a role player might not be able to buy one chain or something like that, and that can cause controversy and a lot of trouble, because a role player on a team in certain moments of a game can be just as valuable as the stars, even though we tend to celebrate the stars way more. So I don't think it's a good idea to have physical money being spread around. But if we had a card for the players in the team that they can use on college campuses where they can just eat and go around and just be free to do, their daily routines, that along the lines for me is already a big step forward, because I don't see why you wouldn't be able to have something back for your performance. And when you are 18, you are considered a young adult. In what world is a young adult not able to receive some type of reward for his accomplishments and his performance, which makes a lot of money? Believe me, there's a reason why this March Madness thing is so successful as it is, because they have set the business up in a way where it benefits them 95%. 95%. The best thing for the student is that they get the exposure on TV, and maybe make it to the next level. 90% of them don't, though. And that's another thing that I want to talk about for those who don't make it, because it goes like this: if you declare for the NBA draft, you lose your NCAA eligibility immediately. You are not allowed to return. So I say get rid of that. If you declare for the NBA draft and you do not get drafted, set up a system where you are able to play for 2 years, 3 years max in a league that's not the G League, because the G League is subsidiary of the NBA. So not the G League, but their own league in college. And in that league, you still keep the kickbacks that you had previous, from the years past, with this new card I'm trying to introduce. And with that kickback, you would still be able to play, have the similar amount of exposure, and then try to make it to the NBA from that standpoint, so that your time in college is not wasted by trying to pursue the NBA dream and then not making it. Because a lot of the time, once you are finished, the next class comes in and they tend to forget all about you, while you have all this student loan debt that which you need to be paying, because your scholarship might not cover the full term. A lot of people don't think about these things. Transferring schools and stuff like that costs money. All this money that parents are spending for their kids to pursue their dreams is costing them a fortune. So why not have a system like that? I Right now, I don't really care about the G League, because the G League, it's a work in progress league. Let's be honest. If I compare the G League to the NCAA, I say the NCAA is far more of a finished product than the G League is. So I wouldn't even include the G League in anything right now, even though you get paid to be in it. The lowest salary that I saw when I looked it up on Google was 75K, and it can be up to 275K, which is like a very good job type of money. So it all depends, but of course that is the exception what they're putting out there for 275. Most players will make anywhere near that. So in my opinion, I think that maybe this is the route where we need to start going. I was also listening to the Jay Billis on Mike and Mike in the morning, how he was talking about protesting. Protesting right now it's not the way to do it. The way to do it right now, there's gonna have to be some sacrifice. There're gonna be a couple of players who will have to sacrifice their career, possibly, in order for this change to come. But I think the idea that I have with the card is I don't want to say ingenious. I don't want to call myself a genius, but I think that would be a great start for some of these kids to at least have some form of payment for their performance. And then another big factor for me was them not losing their eligibility to go to the NBA. I don't believe in any type of monetary payments right now, like physical cash money, because if you look at what happened with Johnny Manziel, that's the route that most of these kids would go. It's so obvious. We're not advanced enough in math and science as it is for the NBA to be endorsing anything like that, for you to be jumping from college to the NBA. It's not the way to go about it. You need to have some type of schooling behind you, just so they can say that you went. Not even if you're not even interested in going to school, because most of these NBA players, they don't care about going to school. They want to play in the NBA. which I understand. But the way the world is now, it's so frowned upon that the NBA doesn't want to be endorsing anything like that, and I can understand that standpoint also. So what do you think? What do you think of my idea that I have with this card? And of course, this card can take many form of payments. Do you think that's a good idea? Let me know in the comment section. And if you don't think it's a good idea, what do you think that could be done for the start of this revolution for the NCAA players to have some form of payment for their play as they're going throughout their college career? Let Donnie know in the comment section, man. Let's go for 100 likes and 50 comments because this channel is growing and it's awesome. And I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace. I'm out.